Hey Barbara, this is a quick intro to using VVV. You can do directories and then sift through it through a text editor or through Explorer, but the best way to do it, I think, is to use this free program called VVV. It's open source, so it's free. I've used it for many years. Let's get started with it. First, let's go ahead and go get VVV, and we'll start off by just opening up Google, and we'll just type in VVV. Yeah, VVV download, and there it is. It's SourceForge, and we'll download the Windows version. Let's bring this up a bit. And we'll go ahead and save that in my download directory, and that's a fine name. That's it. It's downloaded. It's a very small file. We'll open the program and go ahead and execute it and run it. Just take the defaults. It's open source. We'll just agree to the open source license. And it's a very quick installation. And you said we installed it before, that's why it prompted that. And we'll let it create a desktop icon. And there's my icon. Let's close this browser out of our way since we're done with that. And look for the icon. Okay, here it is. So we'll go ahead and launch VVV. Oh, before we launch it, before you start, a good idea is to catalog or relabel your hard drives that you're going to add to your catalogs. So let's do that real quick. Let's go to my PC, scroll down to your drive that I'm prepping right now. You see that's the long file label it's got on it. And what we're going to do is rename that thing. So I'm just going to type in, actually let's just cut and paste, Barb's. You name it whatever you want, but I'm just going to type this or put this in. Rename it. Insert it. And now each drive that we're going to catalog is going to have a unique label on it. Now let's go ahead and start up VVV. Close that Explorer. Launch VVV. And get it back into our screen. And now let's go ahead and see. We're going to catalog a drive. Let's see. Been a while since I've done this. Okay, let's just go. We'll create a new index, and we'll just call this Barb's Demo. Obviously, you name it your multimedia or whatever you like. Now we're going to go ahead and catalog. We're going to start by just cataloging this new drive that I'm prepping for you. So I'm going to go out to that drive. That's the let's see, that's my H letter. So I'll go out to H. And I'm just going to catalog the whole drive. So I'll click on the drive, select the folder, and this is going to suck up everything on that H drive, every single file on it. And you're going to see there's a better way to do it, but this will work. We're going to go ahead and catalog it. Whoop, volume name. Let's get the volume name. That's the step. We want to get the volume name because that's going to pull the label that we just assigned to that drive. So each hard drive we've had set up like multimedia 01, 02, 03, and that way you'll know for sure where the files are and exactly which hard drive they're on. So let's go ahead and catalog that drive, and it's real quick. It's done. And let's go ahead and look in that file now. And you see it's cataloged by recycle bin, and it's also cataloged the system volume information. We don't really care about that because if I drill down into new stuff, I can go into movies and kids movies and Disney and all the TV shows that are new to be added to your collection. So let's try a different way to do this. Let's go ahead and delete this catalog. And instead of cataloging the whole drive, we're going to catalog just the folder on it that says new stuff. Okay, we're going to start a new catalog, new, And let's put that folder in my, I'm just going to put it in my download directory, and we'll call it new stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and catalog again, but this time, instead of going for the whole H drive, let's just go to H, the directory that says new stuff. Select that folder. Now catalog. Actually, let's go ahead and type in new stuff also. New stuff. Catalog it. Close it. And now you see we've brought up just the things that are inside of new stuff. So we have, again, I have all the movies and TV shows, but this time we didn't get the hidden files up in the root of the directory. Now let's do the same thing with a different hard drive. Now this other hard drive I'm going to plug in doesn't have movies on it, but we'll go ahead and catalog it so we have something else to do. Let's say we have a new, excuse me, don't want to create a new one. We just want to catalog something else. So go back up to the top of this, and let's create, catalog, and this time we're going to point to a different hard drive. You know, let's go for broke. Let's do it a crazy thing. Let's go ahead and catalog the entire video library of, let's just say, all of our TV shows. Now, that's going to take quite a while. But we're going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to call it Steve's Current TV Shows. Now, this is going to be slow because I'm running it over the wireless, and there's thousands and thousands of files that we're going to be cataloging. Now, it starts off in alphabetical order, but what that really is, it's the order in which those files were dumped onto that NAS. So it's going to zip along in alphabetical order for a little while, and then as it gets to the end, you'll see it jump out of order when those would be the most current files added to it since. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video until we get closer to the end and then pick it back up again. Okay, that didn't take as long as I thought it would, just a couple minutes. I'll go ahead and close that catalog. And now we have the hard drive we originally cataloged that's just called new stuff. And then we have the new catalog we created, which is Steve's Current Shows, or I should say the new volume that's categorized. And you see we can go down the long list of everything that's in here. And of course we can drill down to any one of these and get right down to the individual seasons and episodes. So this allows you to, the nice thing about this too is that if I were to add, let's say another 1,000, 2,000 files, and I deleted another 3,000, all that I have to do is just recatalog that same volume again, and it would automatically update it. So all things I removed are out of this catalog, and everything that I added are added to it. So it's a really nice way of keeping the hard drives current instead of having to remember what you put on it and what you took off of it. Okay, what if I wanted to make a virtual, just a view of all the files that were, let's say, the A's. Let's go up here to Edit, create a new virtual root folder, and I'm just going to call it A's. And now inside the A's, I want to go back to my physical view and choose just the A's. And I'll right-click on it and add that to the virtual folder. Now, it's already highlighted A's, so I'll say OK. And now if I go to my virtual view, I've got just those files that are the A's. Now, that doesn't remove or delete or change anything in the physical view. The physical view is still everything that's in there. I just created a virtual folder called A's, but of course you could also call it Sports or Entertainment or Barb's Favorites or Steve's Favorites, whatever you want. But let's say now we want to go ahead and print this view, or let's export it. We just say File, Export. Actually, let's back up here. Let's select the A's, because I want to print everything. And I'll go Edit. Let's see. File, Export. And I'm going to just use a comma delimited. You could also use tab, whatever you want. And I'm going to say just a selected virtual folder that I picked. And I'm going to call that let's put this in my download directory. Let's go back up and downloads, and I'm just going to call this all the A's and say OK. And it's going to export that now in a comma delimited field. So we're going to go ahead and launch Excel and get this to size my screen here so it fits. Okay, now we can see it. And now we're going to go File, Open, and that was in Downloads. And we'll say All Files, and all the A's. We'll open that up, and there they all are. But to make them more readable, let's go ahead and change this view to automatically fit the column width. Let's see, Format, and Auto Fit Column Width. And there you go. So now we can open that up a touch more, a touch more. Anyway, now that it's in Excel, you can resort these, you can print them out, you can do whatever else, but you can see that just the A's are still an awful lot of files. But that allows you to export them to your friends. You can sort it by file size, or lop off whatever you want, and then of course you can just output that to a text file or dump it out to a Word document, whatever you want. But anyway, I'll go ahead and get out of Excel. We don't need to save this. And that would be my recommendation, is just get the file called VVV, Virtual Volume View, and you can index your individual drives and then be able to see them all together, search on whatever episode that you wanted to, find it right away. Let's go ahead and do a search real quick, and let's say I want to search on just the things that included the word Flash. And see right away it's going to show me the individual files by episode, or I can actually just jump into that folder show in physical view and see the individual files right there. So it's a really quick way to index things, update things without having to keep track of where they are, export whatever you want in a nice legible Excel spreadsheet that you can manipulate to your heart's desire. I hope this was helpful.